But it is time with this full moon in Leo to start asking questions. And I feel that it's start asking questions of yourself. Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is your full moon Gods at Play reading for the full moon in February in Leo. Normally I would ask you to ask a question before the reading, which you could do, but there's a different way to look at these readings. This is an introductory blurb. It will be the same on all of the signs. There'll be a timestamp down below to get past it, because the reason being, you should watch more than one. I would advise watching your sun, moon and rising sign, and maybe through the filter. For your sun, the who you are, for your rising, who you're becoming, for your moon, how you're feeling or how your feelings will be affected. Now, what I will have is a spread of the gods that are pressing down upon you, suppressing you, dividing you from you and your higher purpose, and the gods that are lifting you up and giving you the support and propelling you all on your higher purpose. Now, the full moon in Leo, according to some of the astrologers I've been watching, is all about taking a stand, standing up, declaring your power. We've got a lot of, not opposition, but challenges that are in the skies at the moment. So this full moon is all about giving ourselves the opportunity to face those challenges head on. So if you don't know what your moon or rising signs are, by the way, there's a link down in the description. Press through that, you go through, get a free birth chart, and that can give you quite a lot of insight. Okay, let me bring up the cards. Right, Aries, the gods that are opposing you or suppressing you, that are standing between you and your higher self, highest ideal, are Hypnos with sleep, White Buffalo Woman with peace. There's an interesting one as an opposition, eh? Medusa with appearance, Hecate with crossroads, and Pluton with the underworld. But supporting you and lifting you up, we have Apollo with inquiry, Rhiannon with self-trust, Fomnak, if that's how you pronounce it, with envy, again, another interesting one, that one for an upliftment, Pandora with hope, and Laertes with faithfulness. So let me change cameras. Now, from this, I'm getting that there is something that you have been ignoring, or that you are natural forces, societal pressures, whatever, is leading you to a point of not even going, oh, that doesn't matter, but just simply ignoring something, But it is time with this full moon in Leo to start asking questions. And I feel that it's start asking questions of yourself rather than just making the effort to keep the peace, not rock the boat, not disturb, not to disturb your own underworld. Now, the underworld is stood in opposition here because there's two aspects that I'm feeling with this, certainly with this Formnat card. Where the underworld is against you is that it's a storm and you don't want to delve into it, and there is a lot of motivations to whatever it is that you've not been looking at to keep not looking at it, because you don't want to go through the questioning process. You don't want to go through the inquiry, the delving into yourself, but you need to be able to trust yourself to do this, because peace that is just maintained in shadow. Look how this woman in front of the white buffalo, this person in front of the white buffalo woman is totally in shadow. That is not a true peace. That is, it's almost like the influence of the white buffalo woman is showing you what peace isn't. As in, you can believe that everything's at rest and everything's at peace, but the underworld is churning beneath it and everybody's just going, la, 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 not listening. But you are at a crossroads, so you have to be very, very careful about what deal you make with yourself in this position. Because there is a chance for you right now, by the looks of these, to either delve into an issue and sort it out for good, or completely and continuously ignore it. Now, where I'm getting this Fomnak, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, with envy, which is a really curious power to be lifting you up. So, as I've had to do more than once, I looked her up because it's not a mythology I'm too familiar with. There is something that you desire so strongly that nothing else matters. In fact, your obsession for possession has blinded you to unseen factors that could accompany the attainment of your desire. Perhaps you no longer recognize who you are anymore and wish that you could be the happy-go-lucky person you once were before that green-eyed monster began to rule. The Irish goddess Fomnak has come to unearth hidden away emotions that have been festering possibly since childhood, such as envy and jealousy. She will expose these lower agitations, like I say, the underworld. So she's exposing parts of the underworld. Other parts of the underworld are naturally trying to repress it because we will not deal with these things for exactly the same reasons that she's wanting to lift them up and say, oi, look at this. And you will have no choice but to learn how to accept that what you desire in this way is not yours for the taking, especially with that opposing Medusa with appearance, who Medusa was obsessed with her appearance. That's why the curse to turn her into a Gorgon was so mean. Or just, depending which way you look at it. Time to rejoice in the beauty and talents of others instead of fearing their success. Yeah, maybe that's true. Yeah, I can see how that can certainly... It's almost like as well, though, that there is some... It's not even the success and talent of others. It's like there's an ideal that you have. I must have this one ideal. It must be like this. And the world is pretty much giving the option to say, you know, it can be better than that, but it will be different than that. And this is what I'm getting with the self-trust, trust that you have the ability to go through this process, and Pandora with hope, and Laertes with faithfulness. Now, there's two aspects I'm seeing with this faithfulness. It's that you're being faithful to yourself, i.e., you owe yourself the duty of going through this, being faithful to those around you who have been faithful to you, whereas envy and jealousy could cause you to ignore or to just, the word's ignore, to step past there. You mean to be faithful, but it's always in the filter of, I'm going to be faithful, but I want this. And the world's like saying, you know, there's something better for you here. If you let go of wanting this one thing, there is something better. Right, so remember, there's no such thing as competition when it comes to your life purpose. Therefore, instead of trying so hard to capture attention, allow your inner light to shine. So there's a message there of chill out and just be yourself. Because there's some really lovely energies. Apollo is the god of illumination. It's the sunshine is the best disinfectant. You know, Rhiannon's self-trust, you can go through this. But you have to be careful while you're going through this, because this is a crossroads for you, that what bargains do you make? What deals do you make? What forces are you calling into being by making the decisions that you're contemplating making? So let's have a look what the tarot... I think I've finished with that. Let's have a look at what the tarot say to... confirm this. I've already done one of them fancy shuffles on this deck, which is not actually shuffling very well today. Right, so clarify for Aries, please. Okay, so that one wanted to come out first. With the Five of Swords, conflict, but with Narcissus on the card. So it's an inner conflict that you appear to have been ignoring, um, and that the sun needs to be shone on this peaceful situation to say, yeah, is there peace there or not? But I feel that you feel quite defensive about the goal that you have set out for yourself, um, which would figure. I mean, there's nothing that contradicts anything there. But with the Seven of Wands, it's also that energy of you are ready to face any challenge. That goes two ways. You can dive into this inquiry as well and be ready to face that challenge. But whatever deal that you make may end up taking you away from the best aim for you, the best destination, the best goal, the whole point of this top row is it's pressing you down, it's keeping you away from that higher ideal. And there seems to be an influence of friends that are saying, yeah, there's this option, there's this option, there's this option, and rather than this inquiry, with the Four of Swords here, it's an inquiry you have to do on your own, not with friends, unfortunately. Like I say, with the faithfulness, it's for you to be faithful to friends, but you don't have to listen to what is on offer from other people. It's for you to determine for yourself which direction you're wanting to go. So Rhiannon, with self-trust, we have justice. Be fair to yourself. Make decisions that you need. So let's see, what have we got for Formnac? Knight of Pentacles with the Trojan horse. So again, showing that, you know what it was that you'd set your heart completely on. Maybe there's something better. Maybe it's not. Maybe what you have set your heart on and then not thought any more about it because you're just heading in that direction. Not like Aries at all. Is an element of a trap, which is backed up by this crossroads card with Hecate. Right. Hope, Knave of Pentacles. Process will be slow, but it will come around. There is that level up next stage of being. Either way you are moving, whatever decisions you make right now, whether you decide to delve into whatever this is or you decide to ignore whatever that is, there is motion. There is really fast motion if you are making deals, but I don't think that's necessarily good, because you're gearing yourself for war with the Six of Swords, and I think that's Castor and Pollux. I've remembered to bring the little booklet with me. So Six of Swords, Six of Swords, six. Yeah, Castor and Pollux, the Dioscuri. The Dioscuri posing, one on a rampant horse and the other like a and the second like an ancient boxer. They're gearing for war, but this is also a card of friendship, which is interesting, because with the Six of Swords, there is always support for you because there's someone steering that boat as you go away to wherever it is. But this is in the opposing position. So let's have a look at Laertes and faithfulness. We have the Empress. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to those who deserve it around you, and you will have just results. You will have a harvest that you will enjoy. Like I say, examine what you are wanting out of life. And I'm feeling here, certainly with these full moon gods at play, it's not necessarily so much a specific goal of I want to get this next job next month. It's more ephemeral than that. It's more abstract than that. It's I want the job that will give me this and 2 holidays a year and a wife and 2.4 children and a little spotty dog behind a white picket fence, or whatever you see that, how your life will end up. It's calling you to examine that. Some of it will be good and some of it will be, hang on a minute, is that good for me? Is it what I not want, but is it what I need? Is it where I will be happy? But ask those questions and you will get a really, really good harvest. Beautiful reading. There's a lot of work for you, but beautiful reading. A lot of work for you. Your next reading up, which may be a little bit late, will be your waning moon reading. So keep your eye open for that. And that's about what you need to reduce. But looking at the theme here, that could be quite interesting about what you need to reduce. Okay, cheers.